Hello and welcome to India Ahead at 9, the only show on primetime Indian television that debates and discusses the solutions and not just the problems. I'm Sanketh Upadhyay. Our topic of discussion today are smartphones turning into snooping devices. Well, many would say that if you watch series on Netflix, various series on HBO, the answer is going to be yes. But in real life, and we have an inkling, we have a doubt, we have read about it, that these phones are snooping devices, and the smarter they seem to get, the greater a snooping device or a more competent snooping device do they actually be. Now, be it Android, iOS or any other operating system, anything and everything in today's world can be hacked. And there have been never-ending debates on which phone is better from a safety point of view, an Android phone or an iOS phone, and the answer is a simple none. Nothing is safe. Even self-proclaimed mobile giant Apple, which says that it is not prone to hacks or mobile viruses, required a 14-year-old boy, ladies and gentlemen, a 14-year-old boy to tell them a major security flaw in the FaceTime feature. How safe is a mobile phone? What can be done? Is there a solid solution to this mess? Or the only solution is that we go back to the time or day and age of Nokia 1100, feature phones, or perhaps even back in time of not keeping a mobile phone? Well, we'll try to definitely help you find solutions as we seek those solutions and answers ourselves. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, is your mobile phone safe or is it actually a snooping device? Well, the honest answer is, number one, no, it is not safe, and number two, yes, it is a snooping device. Any mobile phone can be converted into a snooping device. In fact, you can download an app and turn anyone else's phone and start snooping on that phone. All you need is a phone number. All you need is to pay a fee. It's as simple as that. It has actually become as brazen as that. But what has happened to the most trusted of the softwares or the operating systems? Well, the reason why we are discussing this story today, because the very safe, the very sound, the very proper Apple or the iOS has finally found this massive bug which shows that iPhone is actually a spy phone. There is a bug in the iPhone FaceTime. The FaceTime, for people who do not use iPhones, is the iPhone's video calling app. A virus has been discovered in FaceTime where the user's audio can be heard before the call is even picked up. Before those calls are actually picked up, that audio can be heard. Another example, this is yet another example of bugging smartphones. Now, whether this has been done deliberately or this is a mistake or a bug, if this is a bug, why has it not been fixed by the very prosperous, very secure iOS, Apple? Now, how is the FaceTime bug actually working? We are going to come to that now. So, the FaceTime bug, it starts working the moment you call someone. So, you start a FaceTime video call with an iPhone contact. While the call is still dialing, you swipe up from the bottom of the screen, tap add person, add your own number in add person screen. The audio from the number you called will be heard. It appears slightly complicated, but all you have to do is this on an Apple iPhone. Punch in your name and you can hear the audio even before the other person picks up the call. His right to reject your call has been compromised. The audio is accessible even if the call remains unanswered. So if you receive a FaceTime request, You may already be audible. The caller could be listening to you while you have not even picked up the phone. Apple says that the bug will be removed with a subsequent software update. So that basically means that even if I don't use an iPhone, but if there were an iPhone user out there who has the phone kept somewhere in the room, is unaware that someone is calling, doesn't even know, and is harmlessly going around and doing his daily chores, saying something, or maybe is in an urgent meeting with the phone besides, then against his wish, someone can call on FaceTime and listen to each and everything that this person here is saying without him even being aware. Now I think this is deadly. This is an invasion, a direct invasion of privacy. And before there are people who accuse me of only bashing iPhone, I would say that it's not just Apple. The story today is Apple. But your digital life and your digital data comes very cheap. While smartphone users need to be careful, access to your digital life is available in 3,500 rupees. This is a report by the Kaspersky Lab. Personal data based on the digital usage is stored and is up for scale. It's up for sale. That is what Kaspersky Lab, an antivirus company, says. They say that criminals are selling users' data which is available. And how do they gather this data? Again, the smartphone, the apps, the various permissions that you give. All of that data is stored and now is available. Your digital life is available for sale. It's up for sale for $50, which is 3,500 rupees. Now this agency, this company, Kaspersky Lab, investigated and they found that encrypted internet dark web is where this data is being sold. Now what is the dark web? Dark web is the part of the web which is not indexed by search engines, which means you will never know about these websites, or you will never know about these entities unless you are aware, unless you specifically know and you have an access to them. They will never throw up on any of the search engines because they're just not indexed. And that's where, in the dark web, all these dirty deeds happen. So your data is not safe, your phone is not safe, your phone is a snooping device, all sorts of things happening. And then of course you have online theft. Online theft occurs when your digital PII or your personal identity, personally identifiable information, that's what PII is actually stolen. And then it is used to blackmail users. Using this data, PII actually includes your banking details, personal computer details, your phone details, all of this is available. And how is this happening? Again, your phone, internet, it all happens wirelessly. You wouldn't even know when it's happening. Then of course there's a usual data theft where social media accounts, banking details, cab services like Uber, Ola, Netflix, Spotify, gaming websites, dating apps, pornographic websites, according to the Kaspersky Lab report, the credit card information, contact list, all of this is available. So if you visit any of these sites, then you are vulnerable of your data being stolen. Now it's an organized syndicate. There have been reams and reams written about this. It's an organized syndicate. Online data theft is an organized crime. These criminals offer a lifetime warranty to buyers. They offer discounts to the bulk buyers of stolen data. It's like going to a wholesale shop. The only thing that you're buying there is data, someone else's data, stolen data. Now, how is this data stolen? So there are those usual methods, the age-old methods of phishing, where emails naming important financial institutions, emails that read with an attachment, open attachment, click on link, clicking on such link actually gives access to your PII, which means it's a fake link to, say, your original bank. It's just that the link is fake. It's a fake link to some other important data of yours, And the moment you click, because you're ignorant, you don't know that this is not your bank, all that is there in your computer has, within a matter of seconds, shifted. Your personal data, right from the IP code of your terminal, is now with a hacker. He knows everything about your machine. He can take remote control access of your machine and also your phone. Farming. What is farming? Hijacking the browser through a virus, a lookalike of legitimate websites, URLs redirecting to fake sites. These cyber criminals collect information typed into the website. Then you've got malicious software, where you're tricked into downloading malware, and once downloaded, it collects all your personal data. There are unsecured websites which collects your personal data, mostly lesser known shopping domains. Your weak passwords are one such reason, where your financial account details, all this information, PII information, is available. Now, as far as solutions are concerned, towards the end we come to solutions. What are the solutions? Apart from Apple saying that they will fix this bug subsequently, which they will, the point is that any phone for that matter is a snooping device. We are talking about the larger story of phishing, of farming, but let's specifically talk about phones. Any phone in this day and age, especially the smarter your phone is, the more susceptible it is to being hacked. So what can you do? Well, one solution is to go back to the old feature phone. Feature phones are those phones where you can take out the battery. Feature phones do not have internet access. They only have call data as well as SMS. But then in this digital age, can you afford to do that? Then the other option is that you need to be more aware. Read the permissions that you grant to these apps more carefully. Don't just accept every little permission, or don't just tick everywhere that you accept. You will have to take that painful task of reading through it. But my point is, these are difficult options. So going forward, and in this through the course of the next 20 minutes, let's hope to understand from people, let's hope to understand from experts, how can you make this machine secure? How can you make your children secure? Because this has become, and that's why we are, as representational video, putting out pictures of children using these mobile phones. They enjoy it. That's how harmless the phone appears, right? In every household. But it is not harmless. It is the most harmful thing. Someone is listening to each and every thing of what you are saying, watching with the camera on your phone each and everything around your house, snooping real time, and you don't even know about it. Your data is with these operating systems. Your each and every movement, you're stepping out and going to a grocery store, even that little information is with an operating system without you even knowing it. How can you help yourself? That is what we are going to discuss today. Sandeep, he's a cyber expert, joined us from Hyderabad. We've got a student, because there are a lot of students who will obviously have concerns, youngsters who will have their concern. So I would want to know their concern now. Kensya is with us. Karthik Shekhar is an IT expert, joins us from Bengaluru. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. Karthik, I'll begin with you first. Karthik, we have discussed, I remember last time when we were talking about the Kaspersky Lab report, you were there with us. You had offered certain solutions. But my point is, something as basic as the phone being converted into a microphone. How do you fix this?
Bugs are nothing new. It has been there all along. We had the Y2K bug, and everybody spent millions of dollars. So this particular bug is also on the same lines. The problem here is what Apple does is, once you subscribe to the FaceTime, that was also okay. Then they launched a new product called Group FaceTime. That's when all the hell broke loose. They have obviously not tested the product, and when somebody uses the Group FaceTime and makes a call, that's when they can listen even if the other person is not accepting it, because it's secure, iOS to iOS. it allows and accepts what the other person is doing and it relays. So that's how this whole problem has started, and it's unfortunate. Yesterday was the data security day, and today this entire hell has broken loose. And this is not the first time it's going to happen. As far as you need, be careful whether you want to use a particular app. Already Apple has blocked the group FaceTime, and I think that's the way to go.
Now this is restricted to Apple, but you know the larger point is that what about operating systems apart from Apple, right? In this case, of course, there is a bug. This is not what should I say, cheating or a trick. But Sandeep, see, the point is that I know for a fact on Android and other operating systems, you can actually download an app, you can download a software, pay a fees, and then snoop and spy on any device that you want, read people's, and they boast about it. There are websites that boast about how they will help you crack into any phone. Some of them disguised as know what your child is doing. You are a concerned parent in this day and age, you must know what your child is watching and what your child is doing. Install this app and all information about his WhatsApp calls, WhatsApp messages, call logs, SMSs, everything will land in your phone. I feel this is scary. And for want of an agency, monitoring agency, this can obviously be misused.
We know that it's not an open source, but whereas the Android it's completely open source, like everyone can use the software. But when it comes to the iPhone, like we know that it's very secured, and the business people, the government higher officials, even like many people depend on that. The people have very good income in that case. So as we know that this is a kind of a challenge for every expert like us. So every cyber expert, it's kind of a challenge where we have to take it. Because when it comes to the iPhone, like even I was thinking like how come it's possible, because we have seen a kind of virus like GA in the olden days where like a specific porn images were getting uploaded in the status of WhatsApp. Even we have seen about this, like even for that the bugs has been fixed by iPhone. When it comes to the FaceTime, like most of the people like iPhone users, they connect to the FaceTime and they want to have a video calling, because the clarity of the app where the service is being provided by the Apple, it's very clear. And as we know that the Android can be spied, but the iPhone can be spied like until unless if the phone is jailbreak, like it's unlocked. If the phone is unlocked, then we feel like yeah, we can spy on iPhone. But here when it come to the point, like even if the phone is locked or even if the phone is unlocked, still the person, some unknown guy is able to spy us, and the unknown person is able to see everything whatever we did. It's very scary. Like I can say that we are not in an insecure world. The digital world which we are connecting every day, like children are using these phones, and we don't know what they are clicking and what kind of application they are installing. And as we know, like most of the people visit porn websites, there would be chances some plugins may be installing in the same way, and ads. So these all would be the reason for the phones are being spied, I can say, because the government has been also blocking multiple websites, especially on porn, even though the people are able to access because with the help of VPNs. That means that people want to get connect, even if they know that yeah, the website which we are connecting is insecure, still they want to visit. That means that they know that they are what up to date, and they feel that yes, we are insecure. But when it comes to the end of the day, when we become a victim of cybercrime, then they will realize that yes, because of such websites, now I got victim of cyber crimes. When it comes to the FaceTime, like we know that the bug which was given by a guy on 21st of this month, and for the late the iPhone has been responded for that. So still the updates has been not released. Even I am using iPhone now. I am very much scared that is really my phone is secure. I have to start testing on my phone, and I feel like I should not give my phone to anyone, because you know like the phone like Android, when it comes to the Android, even if the screen is off, we can switch on the camera. That means just imagine how vulnerable we are. So now I am talking to you, even the person can hear whatever I am doing on in the studio. That means that the bugs it's a responsible of a company where they have to take care of that, and it's a responsible of every user. It's a responsible of every parent when they are giving a phone to the child. That leads to risk, even like credit card, debit card information, like our contacts, locations, histories, whatever we are opening websites in the browser, right? The photographs, everything they are able to access. That means that we should be very careful in any point of view. As with on the screen you are showing, like the kids are accessing the phone. When it comes to the kids, like even recently the Narendra Modi sir was also saying, kids has to get connected to the technology. That means that we have to motivate kids to get connected to the technology, then only we can make better India. That is fine, but as a user it is a responsible, like every user, it is not a kid or a businessman or a student, whoever, it is our responsibility to think about it. Like let me take one small case study. Like I got one case from one of the corporate employee. He got an email stating that you have visited a porn website and some plugin got installed in your phone, and we have recorded everything whatever you are doing in front of your phone or a computer. He got an email, and in that email he has attached some pictures, and he started demanding to pay 2000 bitcoins. Just imagine, being a normal Android phone user, they are able to record everything. Even he has an iPhone as well. He is not sure like what he was, which phone it was being recorded. So when it comes to the picture, I said like whatever you have done, okay, that is up to you, know it or you are not aware about it. If in case if that is there, then you have to ignore it, because when we have tracked down that email, we got IP address of some other country, like it is very difficult to identify. So it is not a kind of like only kids or the student or the businessman or the government official who have. When we are browsing, it is our responsibility to think before we click anything, because the phishing attack is the one which is in a market almost since 1980s. Since 1890s.
Now interesting.
Yes.
Interesting this point that you are mentioning, that you can't just blame everything on technology. Right. You have to be very careful about what you are doing. Be more aware as you are flirting with new technology. You can't be ignorant. Now Kensia, I am sure you also use a phone. Do you have a phone of your own?
Yeah, I do.
If you do, how much of that phone do you use? Were you even aware of all the things that your phone can do?
Actually,
behind your back?
Actually, it's an ongoing joke on the internet among youngsters how our phones and the FBI are monitoring us, and it is so scary that what we used to joke about has come out in the open with the iPhone bug, and the parents, obviously it's important for the parents to monitor us and the youngsters, because most of the youngsters have their phones and they explore the internet without any supervision, and these apps that you mentioned earlier that actually that monitor their kids' activity, do the parents really want to protect their kids from technology by using more technology? I don't think so, because instead of, in my opinion, instead of using more technology to combat these monitoring things that the technology is doing to us, we need to educate the youngsters more how this is happening to them, and how while they sign up for the personalizing features of any app they use, they are giving away information. Your information is being commodified. You need to be aware of that, and parents need to make sure that their kids are aware about that. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, Sandeep, coming back to you.
Yeah.
Sandeep, before I come to you, Sandeep, actually Karthik wanted to come in. Karthik, you've heard the view of Sandeep, who says that yes, there is a very clear case of vulnerability. Kensia also feels that you can't combat technology or bad technology or the misuse of technology with more technology, which will then again be misused. It's a process in evolution, and we're talking about technology which actually changes every second. We're not even talking about a technology changing once a year. It changes by the second. So Karthik, in your opinion, how can we fix this? Clearly we can't throw our hands up in the air and say nothing can be done.
See, basically it's not alarming. The problem is only towards those Apple phones which have got iOS 12 and above. Apple iOS 11 and below are safe, and what we need to do is, you should not always panic, and the thing is, there is enough monitoring mechanism, the companies are taking ownership, but at the same time companies have responsibility also, because they are pricing a product which is so high, and they should deliver a quality product. Looks like here Apple is shortchanged its customer. It has not given a quality product, or it didn't do the testing properly, and the bug has come into open and people are exposed to this whole thing. And I think it's a good wake-up call to Apple and all its clients that believing them blindly is a mistake. And also it gives an opportunity to the Indian government, which can get the Apple servers and other stuff here in India, because Apple has been always saying we are so foolproof that we don't allow anybody to access. So this is the time that Indian government should get Apple and companies like Apple, maybe Facebook, Twitter and all of them, to put their servers in India, which can be monitored by the government of India, and if there is any vulnerability found, they can probably pull the plug. And I think this is a very good opportunity for India to act now and act immediately.
No, so how can India act tough? How can India act tough? I want to know from you, what can the government do over here? Anything that the government can do at this moment?
Basically, basically Apple, basically all these companies are not allowing their servers to be kept here. They are not giving the government, the IT companies access, the IT ministry, the access to the encryption. So when they themselves have bugs, government can ask them, see, you have always been claiming that we are foolproof, and we have now shown, and the world is aware that there has been a problem, and why don't you give us access? For example, WhatsApp call servers are not kept in India. Apple doesn't give access. Facebook and others say our servers are outside India. So this way they evade tax. They don't allow the government agencies to have access to them. And finally, the Indian consumer, which is a huge consumer base, is being shortchanged.
Okay. Okay. Sandeep, would you agree with that assessment? Make these big giants pay.
See, like the government never take that responsibility, because we know how busy they are. And we know that even government websites were hacked, and even now there are multiple vulnerabilities which are there in government websites.
Come on. Right. Government has been Government has been asking WhatsApp and Facebook and all of them to keep their servers here. They have never been very open to India. For them, India is a third world country, though most of the development is done by IT guys from Indian origin. This argument that government is busy and all is bullshit. I think it's high time that these companies own up. The only reason why they want to keep the servers outside is the taxation, the kind of leverage that they get. Once they come into Indian place, the encryption and everything is as per what we dictate. And this is where they are trying to shortchange. It is absolutely a golden chance for the government of India to make sure, pull up these big guys and say, you better follow the rules of the land. I think that's where they're going scot-free, and this is an opportunity for the Indian government to make a good move.
Okay. Yes, Sandeep, very quickly. You were saying.
When it comes to in terms of government, like I can say that, okay, whatever the Karthik sir has said, I agree with that. But you know, like even after government has spreading a lot of awareness among the citizens, still the citizens never like to follow. And we have been seeing, like if you take example of Telangana government only, they have been implementing multiple IT companies, like they want to start a specific software company of Apple, whatever, Intel it can be. So government has so many MOs, but you know, like implementation and all, it's not so easy because it takes longer time. So I am not sure with how far the US companies are willing to put their servers in our India, because most of the countries says that India is very insecure, and most of the victims of cyber crimes are from India only. As we are in the second top position, like maximum all the cases are getting registered in India only, the related to cyber crimes. That means that just imagine how secure we are. And when it comes to the
the biggest revenue for all these guys come from India.
That is
so
true.
If they want to play the Indian rules, they have to follow the rules of the land. They just cannot say play a victim on one hand. Yesterday, if you see, the Apple boss was talking so much about data security, and today his own phone is hacked and his own phone is having a loophole.
Of
So
course.
why is he keeping quiet? And why does he need about a week's time to solve the problem?
Yeah, that's what I am saying. When the manufacturer, the person who has coded this and all, when his own phone got hacked, that means that just imagine like how we are insecure. Even here, when it comes to the government responsibility, government cannot focus all the time on the users, right? When it comes to the technology, it's very difficult task for them. That is the reason all the time I say that they do lot of awareness, they get busy with other activities and all. Still, when the BJP government has formed, they are focusing much on digital.
Okay.
They want to make digital India, they want
Okay,
everyone to get connected.
I just feel, Sandeep as well as Karthik
Yes.
and Kensia, we are wrapping up this discussion. I just feel that BJP or Congress or whatever dispensation ahead in 2019, my point is, this is a modern day threat, a big challenge. I think this is a form of, it's a war that has been declared on our citizens. It's a form of terrorism. Anything can happen. And if these phones are turning into spying devices, snooping devices, then it's a matter or a cause of big worry for all of us. We need to actively look at solutions. And the government, yes, I agree to that extent with Karthik, the government needs to step in, rein in these giants. You want this large consumer base? Please shape up. Stopping for a short break at this moment. When we come back, we are reviving our old series, helping the struggling stars of this country. In today's episode, we will talk about cyclists, India's pride, winning India laurels. But what were they made to do in Jaipur? Made to sleep on the floor in this biting cold. Is this how we intend to treat our sports stars? Our relentless campaign called Struggling Stars is revived. That and much more after a short break.